Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Taking a ride, and I figured I'd make a quick video because I keep getting a lot of messages and people always asking me how they should start. You know, people getting older. I'm 42. I've been working out pretty much all my life. There was a period of time where I gained a lot of weight. I was up to 300 pounds. And I'm typically supposed to be around 190, 200 pounds. So I was about 100 pounds overweight. And people look at that and they're like, what should I be doing? I mean, people ask me a lot of advice about diet and exercising. And they ask me, what do you do? What do you do? And I usually tell them, like, it doesn't really matter what I do. I've been doing this a long time. So if you do the same things that I do, it's probably going to be too tough for you, especially if you're first starting out. So what I would usually ask somebody is, what are you doing now? Because odds are you're probably eating bad. You're probably not moving around enough. We have a sedentary lifestyle these days. Most people work, you know, in an office, or if they don't, when they get home, they sit around and watch TV or look at their phone, say they don't have time to work out. And I usually ask people, like, well, how much time do you spend on your phone in a day? How much time do you spend watching Netflix? How much time do you spend watching TV shows? Because you don't have to set like a certain time period every day to work out. As long as you start doing something, you'll see a change. You know what to eat. Most people know what to eat. Stop eating bad food. Cut out one or two things and replace it with something healthy. Stop eating late at night, eating junk food at night. And start moving around. Like, if you're watching TV, be like, hey, I'm going to get up every few minutes and do a couple push-ups. Or I'm going to walk around after dinner and just anything. Start doing little things now so you can start progressing. It starts getting easy. Then you start, you know, intensifying your exercise. But if you just ask somebody who's been working out for years, I want to do what you do, or what do you do? It doesn't really matter, man. You're not going to be able to do it. If you come out, most people work out with me one time and they're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that again. That's because I've built up to this, man. It wasn't easy for me at first. I was coming off of drugs and changing my diet and my exercise routine simultaneously, and it took me years and years to get to where I'm at now. It's not just a flip a switch and you're going to be there in a few months. This is a lifetime. And you got to make a choice. Like, do you want to live like a happy life? Because I've been overweight. And I'm not trying to shame anybody, but sometimes that's what it takes, man. Someone has to tell you, like, hey, man, you look like shit, or I know you feel like shit. There was a time where I couldn't put on my shoes. I couldn't bend over to put on my own shoes. I had to have my girlfriend put my shoes on. And my feet would be so swollen, I had to wear fucking slippers around and act like I was doing it on purpose, but it was just because I couldn't wear shoes. My feet swelled up like balloons. My ankles swelled up. I almost lost one of my legs. I was pre-diabetic. And it took a few times of people saying, like, hey, man, you're fat. Like, you look like shit. And I was also doing a lot of drugs at the time, too, so I needed a wake-up call. So sometimes people need that. That's how people improve, you know? So a lot of times you're not going to do it on your own. You need some help. You need somebody to tell you, look in the mirror, take some inside perspective, or outside perspective, I should say, is helpful. But if you haven't exercised your whole life, start with getting up off the couch and sitting back down. I still do an exercise that's similar to that to this day. Because when I would train somebody, the first thing I usually would ask them, I would be like, lay on the ground, flat on your back, and I want to see how quick you can get back up to your feet. And then once they do that, I say, all right, now lay back down on your stomach. Let me see how quick you can get back on your feet. And people are like, what the hell? Why is he asking me this shit? That's because that will tell me what your abilities are. I can see if you're coordinated. I can see if you're out of breath. Because you shouldn't be out of breath to get down on the ground and get back up. That should be pretty fucking easy. But as we get older, we don't do that anymore. So we get older, we have kids, we put the TV on and let them go. We're lazy. People are just generally lazy as a society now. Pussies. I hate to say that, but a lot of men are pussies these days. And I get it, man. I've been there. I've been lazy. It sucks. I felt like shit every single day, and there's a better life out there. Like, people that have been fat and overweight and unhealthy for so long, they just think that's how you're supposed to feel, and it's not. That's not how you're supposed to feel, man. There's a way better life out there for you. You can move around. You can do shit that you never thought you could do. But the first step is to make some fucking changes, man. Change some shit, little shit here and there. And I'm here to help, man. If someone wants to message me, I mean, I'm not going to be harsh. I've trained a lot of people. I trained my wife, who, I mean, we would go back and forth, but I've trained her through all 3 pregnancies. She's in the best shape of her life. Even before she got pregnant, she wasn't in as good shape yet. So I do know what I'm talking about. So back to the get up and stand up and lay back down. What I would do is I would set a timer, and I still do this. Now I set a timer for 20 minutes, but I would not advise doing that. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Lay flat on your back, stand up the best way you can, then get back down. Lay on your stomach, stand up, and just repeat, and keep standing up and getting back down. It sounds stupid. Do a few minutes of that and tell me if it doesn't work. And then it's going to help your knees, it's going to help your back, it's going to help a lot. It's going to help you with your movement through just regular life. You're going to be like, oh, it's a lot easier to get out of my chair now. It's a lot easier. Like, you'd be able to play with your kids, lay on the floor and get up with ease. I can do that for 20 minutes, and I do it fast. I'll make a video showing how I do it. I'll be watching a TV show with the kids and I'll do it. Shit, I'm ready to wreck. Driving in the rain talking on this fucking video. Anyway, a lot of times people tell me also they don't have time. We'll go back to that. Make time. Do a 10-minute workout. Do a 5-minute workout. Set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes. Say, how many push-ups can I do in 3 minutes? Let me do 5 squats, 3 push-ups. 5 squats, 3 push-ups. Repeat that for 3 minutes. Then do it again later in the day. Say, today I'm going to make sure I do 50 push-ups today. Throughout the day. You don't have to do it all at once. And just little by little, start just doing a little more than you did yesterday. And I guarantee you'll see, there's no way you won't see results. But you also got to be aware of what you put in your fucking body, man, because this food that they have out here is poison. You got to read labels. I don't even really buy things that are in a box. I try to go all natural stuff, and a lot of that still has genetically modified, fucking who knows what's in that shit, but you try to do the best you can. What are you going to do, man? You can't fucking eat healthy every single day. I understand that. But you can make good choices. You could say, hey, instead of eating these cookies, I'm going to eat a piece of fruit. You know what I mean? Instead of drinking this milkshake, maybe I'll make a smoothie with some fruit or some fresh ingredients. It's up to you, man. It's your life. I mean, do you want to live in... My sister takes care of elderly people. She works at an elderly care facility right now. And there's people in there that are in their 60s and 70s. My dad is going to be 80 this year. And that motherfucker still works out every single day, walks around. He can run around better than most people that I see that are in their 50s. And that's because he was in the military. I mean, he's a pretty disciplined individual. I get where I get some of that from, but he stays in shape, and it works. He can get back off the ground pretty quick. He can run around with his grandkids. I want to follow that example. I think most people should want that. You want to be a burden to your family, it's in a fucking wheelchair, and they come see you on the weekends or something, like, oh God, we got to go see fucking dad again. This motherfucker, we got to feed him. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid that. You get cancer or something happens, I understand, but give yourself a fighting chance, man. Like, be healthy. A lot of the health problems these days, too, comes from what you eat and not being active. So fucking change it, man. I guess there's a lot more I could talk about on this subject, but I wanted to make a quick video while I was driving. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope I didn't offend anybody. If I did, I'm sorry. Message me. I'm happy to help in your journey. See you next time.